Pastor Mark McAdow is our special guest from Willow United Methodist Church. Pastor Mark, kind of just tell us about your church. Well, first off, again, thanks for being here, and tell us about your church, where it's at, what's going on, and that kind of thing.
All right. Well, thank you, Steve. Again, thanks for the opportunity to be with you this morning. I've just been at Willow for about 16 months, so I'm still relatively new to the Enid community, but our church began back in 1902 downtown as an Evangelical United Brethren church. And then in 1968, they united with a Methodist church. So the Evangelical United Brethren and the Methodists joined together 68 to become the United Methodist Church. And since First United Methodist Church was downtown here in Enid, and the EUB Church was so closely related to it, they decided to change their name to Central United Methodist Church, and then ultimately moved out to our present location on North Purdue, if you will, West Purdue, in 1985. So we've been there since 1985. We're at 3525 West Purdue, and that's 2 blocks east of Oakwood on Purdue. Okay. So I like to say Willow View on Purdue.
So tell us a little bit about your congregation. I'm sure you have youth programs, things of this nature. What goes on?
Yeah. Well, we've really got a very vibrant congregation, a growing church situation, lots of young families and children, as well as more mature members. And we have 2 services on Sunday. We have what we call the blend at 9 o'clock, which is kind of a blended traditional contemporary service, if you will. We have Sunday school for all ages, 10 o'clock. And then 11 o'clock, we have the Oasis service, and that's where we have a live band, which is more contemporary in terms of our worship experience. So we have a lot of things going on. Wednesday nights, we have programming for all of our children. We also have adult Bible studies. We're currently studying the book of Ephesians in the New Testament, and so that's been a fascinating study for us. And there are things that we're doing for our youth on Sunday nights as well as Wednesday nights, too.
Very good.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you for filling this in.
Yeah.
Thank you. And there's a lot of buzz. I try to keep up on a lot of the events because I try to tell our viewers about them, but there's a lot of buzz about this fall festival that you guys are hosting on October 31st. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, thanks, Aaron. Yeah, this is something we've done for the last several years. It's really a community outreach event as an alternative to Halloween, if you will, so that people can have a safe and fun place to come. In the last few years, we've had actually over 1,000 people that come out to this event. So it's really become very well known in the community and something that we'd love to have everyone come out and join us this year if you can.
Pastor McAdow, I have one real quick and simple question. Is there a cost to attend, or do I bring everybody in the world in my family, or how does this work? How does this work?
Steve, you can bring everybody in the world in your family. No, there's no cost for the event. We just do this as a gift to the community. We're really blessed. We have a lot of people in our church who love to give and donate, and so they've been bringing in bags of candy for weeks and weeks. So there's plenty of candy, I tell you that. Okay. Any leftovers, of course, goes to the pastor's office. But it's going to be a great event.
Any Reese's there?
Those will be in the pastor's office.
Okay. All right. Well, we were going to attend, but I think we're busy that night.
No. It is a fun event. We have all kinds of games that the kids can participate in, and they'll win tickets that they can turn in for prizes, and then there's also some large inflatables that'll be there for the kids to play on, and it's just a fun night, just a great night.
Yeah. Steve kind of already asked my question since he wanted his whole family to attend, but can everyone attend, or is it just for church members?
No, everybody is welcome. Yeah, we'd love to have everybody who can come. It's really a fun night and just a blessing for all of us to get to meet more people and get to share our church a little bit.
Our special guest this morning on Good Morning Enid is pastor of Willow United Methodist Church, Mark McAdow. And Mark, I was in research for our visit this morning. I noticed there's a flyer that you had, and it said there's a Kindle Fire Kids giveaway.
Yes, that's true.
Explain that.
Well, it's just a Kindle Fire that everyone knows about, I'm sure. And what we do is we just do a drawing. You don't even have to be present to win. We just ask you to fill out a little slip or whatever, and then we do a drawing later that night and just give away free Kindle Fire. Yeah.
Simple enough.
Yes.
And with all this rain that's been going on, is this event indoors or outdoors?
Well, that's a good question. It's primarily an indoor event in our Family Life Center, but we anticipating having some inflatables outside this year, depending on the weather forecast. I understand now it looks like it may be a stormy night, so that may not happen. But there'll be yeah, plenty of opportunities, and if we can be outside, we will, but primarily we'll be inside.
And the night that Pastor McAdow is referring to is next Wednesday night, Halloween, October 31st, the Fall Festival at Willow United Methodist Church. Mark, tell us the time frame on this, so I'll know to come early and stay late.
Okay, yeah, come early, yeah. No, we'll be opening the church at 6 o'clock. Really not too much before that because we do have the setup that we're involved in, and then we'll conclude about 8 o'clock. So anytime between 6 and 8, people are welcome to come. Of course, we would appreciate people not dressing their kids up in scary types of costumes if we could. We just want it to be a fun event for everybody.
And you saw the information that was on the screen, so tell everybody about those times and dates and so forth.
Yes.
Yes, and you've been doing this for a couple of years, you said earlier. Is there a purpose that you do it every year?
You know, I think it is an alternative to Halloween, so that people who want to do something positive and safe and fun will have a place to come, and it's really just as a gift to the community of Enid, because we just love the opportunity of being here and serving in whatever ways we can, and that's just a fun way for us to be involved.
Pastor Mark, I know that you were involved, your church was involved in, I think the term was Stamp Out Hunger.
Stamp Out Starvation, yes,
Tell us about Stamp Out Starvation. You did several thousand meals in this assembly line project. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, last month we had a Sunday to serve, and we did several different activities during that time, but the main one was to package meals for people all over the world through this ministry, Stamp Out Starvation, which happens to be headquartered in Cherokee, Oklahoma, with a gentleman named Monty Stewart. And what we do is we set up an assembly line, and we have children, very young children to older adults, and they package these meals, put in the rice and all the proteins and different things that we can package in kind of Ziploc bag type meal, and then we package those and send them on. And on one Sunday morning, Steve, we were able to do 31,644 meals. And so it was just an amazing event just to watch happen. It's happening quick, putting all these ingredients in the bags and everything, and it's quite an operation.
31,000.
Yes, yes, and very proud of the church family to be able to do that and continue to serve in that way.
And you're not stop helping out there. You guys, I heard you were going to Puerto Rico in July for hurricane relief.
Yes, we are.
Could you tell us a little bit about that and who can join you, if anyone can join you?
Yeah. Well, thanks, Aaron. Yes, we are going to Puerto Rico, and this is a mission trip designed primarily, if you will, for our high school students, to give them an opportunity to be out of the country and to serve in a new capacity that they haven't been able to do before. So we have adults going with our high school youth, but anyone who's interested could certainly call the church and let us know of your interest. We would need to know in the next probably 2 months, because we'll be making travel plans, but we'd love to visit with anyone who might have an interest in going and serving. It'll be a week-long trip, and again, we'll be doing probably home repairs and things like that for hurricane relief.
And there's nothing like the experience of going on a mission trip, if you will.
Yeah, it is. It's powerful.